The Professors is brought to you by Blackborder.com. They've got everything from pro player articles, competitive prices, podcasts, Pro Tour coverage, videos, and even a point system that are worthy for just posting on the site. We've got new members joining every day, new features being added and updated, so go check out Blackborder.com today. Hello interwebs and welcome to yet another episode of The Professors. This week we'll cover the top 4 sealed decks from last week's competition, play out the matches of the top 4, top 2, award the prizes, and an honorable mention, and more M10 Limited in preparation for Grand Prix like Boston this weekend. So let's draw. The ending count, 48 entries. Wow, that's like 47 more than I expected, and I didn't even have to enter. But out of those entries, 26 were green-white decks, 3 were white-black, 3 were red-blue, 3 were blue-white, and the remaining 13 were some pretty nifty 3-color combinations, and even a tactical 4-color build, or a rogue 2-color build. They really made me ponder just how diverse this sealed deck was, how good walls in this set are, and well, how bad telepathy unlimited is. I had to agree the viewers knew what they were doing, and while I'm only going to take 2 green-white decks to make this top 4 interesting, this is the first and rather conventional list going in. As commenters pointed out, white was a clear add-in in the pool because of the crazy 4-soldier synergy in this deck. Deciding to couple it with green and take the aggro route has the white early game and green later game to stomp, not to mention 3 soul wardens. That's just ridiculous. This green-white deck, however, had the idea to blitz with more flyers, and I decided to pick it not because of its conventional use of Soul Warden, which we saw everywhere, but because of its affected and tested use of defensive cards like Wall of Faith, Righteousness, Safe Passage, Blinding Mage, and Harm's Way. 4 of 5 most of green-white decks did not play. However, the builds for this deck you probably didn't see coming, but that I still liked and found to have potential included decks like this one. Yeah, I know, it's 50 cards. It's got 19 lands. It plays Polymorph, Telepathy, and Twin Cast, cards you would dub unnecessary and far too crazy and limited. And yeah, we had to throw the deck in amongst the other crazy matchups because, admittedly, it still plays all the good white cards, the second best defense card in the set, and the ultimate way to flip the game around in blue, Mind Control. And the final deck, well, this deck as well took a slightly different take, and while still playing the base white and the 4-soldier suite, it instead plays black for 2 removal spells, 2 more flyers, the recursion of Gravedigger, the Defenders, and Wall of Bone, and the slightly restrictive but nonetheless powerful Looming Shade. But you want to see the play. Well, matches have been randomized, the decks prepared, and the players familiarized, so let's go to it. In Game 1, I keep a hand that, while lacking green, isn't lacking enough to go to 6, and has 4 lands, an elite vanguard, a soul warden, and a captain of the watch. While Andrew throws back a 2-lander hand, lacking white, for a 6-hander of Wall of Bone, Stormfront Pegasus, 2 soul wardens, plains, and swamp. We both start off with a Soul Warden, and I play a 2nd land and an Elite Vanguard. Andrew also gets the 2nd land and a 2nd Soul Warden. The life gain begins. I pay 3 for a whispersilk cloak, and Andrew, now stuck on 2 lands, brings out the Stormfront Pegasus. I get in for 2 with the Vanguard, given the cloak, but he hits his 3rd land drop and rolls out a Kellanor Bat. I get a veteran swordsmith and swing for 3, but he plays another creature, and the cushion of life becomes too great when he rolls out another creature and hits for 4. The game should have started turning around in my favor here when I play a captain of the watch, but with him gaining 8 life and me only being able to take him down 4, it's looking grim. He plays a Looming Shade and takes me down another 4 life. I hit for a whole bunch and bring out a giant spider, but it clearly isn't enough with him consuming Spirit the Soul Warden and safe passaging my next onslaught and murdering a good half of my forces. It's game over. In Game 2, with nothing for either of us to sideboard, I'm iffy, but I do keep a hand of Rampant Growth, Blinding Mage, Righteousness, 2 veteran swordsmiths, and 2 plains, with Andrew keeping Consumed Spirit, Elite Vanguard, Captain of the Watch, Wall of Faith, Soul Warden, Swamp, and Plains. I start with a Plains and he starts likewise, and a Soul Warden. I then get another land and a Blinding Mage, which Andrew responds with a 2nd land and an Elite Vanguard. I get a 3rd land and bring out Veteran Swordsmith. He gets a Wall of Bone and swings for 2, but I combat it with a 2nd Veteran Swordsmith and a 4 damage swing. He plays a Looming Shade, but after tapping his Elite Vanguard and the Looming Shade, I attack for 8, 4 of which is prevented by the blocking wall, which he regenerates. He plays a Wall of Faith and takes me for 3. I play a giant spider and pass. He passes and I tap his looming shade and bring on a mist leopard. While we're both waiting for a 6th land, all I can do is play a whispersilk cloak and tap his Wall of Faith at end of turn. I then give the cloak to the swordsmith and swing for 4 and cast a white knight. Unfortunately, he gets the 6th land and dropping the captain, and with a safe passage that never came when it was expected, but came at the right time, teamed with a consume spirit for 1, it's good game. Black white 2, green white 0. In Game 1, I'm on the play and keep a 7-card hand of Elite Vanguard, Mist Leopard, Giant Spider, Entangling Vines, Forest, and 2 Plains, with Andrew keeping a 6-carder of Wall of Bone, Razorfoot Griffin, Veteran Swordsmith, Consume Spirit, Plains, and Swamp. I get in for 2 before Andrew drops a Wall of Bone. I get a Mist Leopard and then he drops a Kellanor Bat. Here we were joking about how Righteousness had hearts on the knee plates as we looked at cards in our hands. Only, I wasn't actually holding it. I flipped through my hand some more, and we got onto the subject of how Harm's Way was still a better combat trick in tight situations. Bluffing the Harm's Way and mentally noting that I was supposed to have a Righteousness, I attack with the Leopard as he had no black open to regenerate the Wall of Bone, and he goes to 17. I drop a Giant Spider second main, and he drops the Warden. I attack again, but he has regeneration mana open, so he blocks anyway. I pretend to think for a while flipping through my hand, but say, okay, a Blinding Mage comes to my side, and a Storm from Pegasus to his. I swing and am fine with trading a Kellanor Bat for a Leopard. This here was a pretty bad misplay when I Entangling Vines the Pegasus and not the Wall of Bone. A Griffin comes out, I swing for 2, and a Black Knight comes out to his side. A cloak flies onto my board, and the Vanguard is consumed while I tap the Griffin and suddenly find 2 more creatures to deal with. Next turn, 2 more. The turn after that, 4 more. The turn after that, I'm dead. Game 2, I'm on the play again, and I'm going to a 6-carder, while Andrew keeps one of Elite Vanguard, Wall of Faith, Doomblade, and 4 Swamps. My 6-carder includes Craw, Wurm, Stormfront Pegasus, Centaur Courser, Stampeding Rhino, Forest, and Plains. I start with an attack for 2 on turn 3, met by an Elite Vanguard on turn 3. Turn 4, there's another 2 damage and a Wall of Faith on the opposing side. Turn 5, a Blinding Mage, a Doomblade for the Pegasus, and a Wall of Bone coming in 6th. I, stuck on 2 lands, have to discard and can do nothing but take 2 but get a Courser on turn 7. Turn 8, a Soul Warden comes down. I get hit for 3, but drop a 4th land and a Razorfoot Griffin. A Stampeding Rhino comes next turn though, and so does a hit for 2. Wall of Bone and a tapping of the Rhino in response to an attempted Cloak attachment are in order for the next turn. Next turn's a swing for 6. We get closer in totals with the Coursers tapped, and I'm hit for 3. Next turn, another swing for 6, and a Griffin Sentinel alongside a Mist Leopard. A Captain of the Watch comes down on his side, and I almost have him, but the swing for 6 isn't enough, nor would the defense have been when I'm taken for 17 and put far into the negatives. Congrats, you won! So what do you get now? Your own country, induction to the Pro Tour Hall of Fame, your own Walmart where you can rip open 30,000 Brian Stoutarm promos? Ha! No, you, my friend, have won yourself 6 pathetic packs of M10. But it's not just any M10, it's Japanese M10, because the rest of the world is completely sold out and I had to trade 6 packs of Japanese M10 for it. As for the honorable mention, drumroll please. The winner is EJ Smith with the blue-white deck that got the top 4 but didn't quite make it. Congratulations, you've won yourself a signed foil lifelink that is tournament legal. I'll be in contact with both winners shortly. So until next week when we're live from Grand Prix Boston, this is Anthony Palmario, tapped out for now, but we'll untap soon.